I'm out in the bright sunshine, but I want to get a picture of these 12. This is the Clinton 12. I am at the Green McAdoo Cultural Center. I've always been a history buff, and I've passed by this sign on the freeway. You know, the brown signs that tell you different things that's going on around off the freeway. And I always meant to stop here because I love history. This happened in 1956, 57, 58. I was born and raised in Minnesota, so I was born in 48. So I was 8 years old, 9-year-old kid when all this was happening here. But those are the 12 students, the Clinton 12, and this is so cool. I love this kind of stuff. Reese Souls, Alfred Williams, Gail Ann Epps Upton, Ronald Gordon Pucci Hayden, Robert Thacker, Joanne Krauser Ellen Boyce, Bobby Kane, William Latham, Minnie Ann Dickey Jones, Regina Turner Smith, Anna Thresher Caswell, Elva McSwain Lampert. This is the actual classroom where the Clinton 12, some of them attended this same class desks. Reminds me of my school back in Minnesota. Just going to slowly walk around in here. There's a lot more reading to do than pictures, but this is remember, this is 1957. I would have been 9 years old. I said 1957, well, obviously it was off a year. Let's get this date right in here. National Guard moves in on 1956. I want to spend a little time on this one because this is just very interesting. No color line up the cross. Days passed and the Clinton 12 stayed home was surrounded by an atmosphere thick with intimidation. I want you to notice this part. On the morning of December 4th, 3 white men, Sidney Davis, Leo Burnett, and Reverend Paul Turner, pastor of the Clinton First Baptist Church, escorted 6 of the Clinton 12 students to school. Now, later on, I'll just read it. The students entered the school without confrontation. After the 3 escorts went their separate ways, Reverend Turner was cornered and beaten in a vicious attack that caught national attention. Days later, with his face still bruised, Reverend Turner preached, "There is no color line at the cross." Excerpts of the sermon were captured on film by Edward Murrow's See It Now program. Reverend Turner's message to obey the Christian ideal found resonance nationwide, and his mailbox overflowed with thousands of letters. I'm going to show you a picture of some of them. These are just some actual letters that they've collected for this exhibit. And the majority of them really were letters of support. This is our history, and it is we can't erase history. We learn from it if we're smart. Check this out. People caught up in the events in Clinton swiftly found themselves in the glare of media attention. In the swirl of public opinion, letters of support, advice, and hate-filled many mailboxes. After his beating on December 4th, Reverend Paul Turner received hundreds of letters and dozens of telegrams, mostly supporting his actions. Other messages were hateful, often anonymous, and some were scrawled on cartoon postcards. Anyway, this stuff is very interesting, just to come and look at this. In the Culture Center right now, and this is
Marilyn Hayden, and I am the director and administrator here.
Good.
I've been here since it opened in 2006.
2006.
My older brother was one of the 12 students, Ronald Hayden. He passed away in 1966.
Okay, now you've already seen this picture in the video, and I got his picture real clear, so go back and look at his picture. When I leave here, I'm going to go outside. They have a statue of the 12, so you'll be able to pick out her brother. I'll try to pick it out when we get outside again. And you were born when?
1958.
Nobody gives ages. I made a mistake asking the lady how old she is.
That's okay.
But this happened in 56 and into
57,
okay.
58. The school was dynamited in October of 1958.
1958. Now, what I've asked her to do, I went through and looked at some stuff, but because she has such a tie-in to it, I just asked her if she'd take a minute or two and tell us whatever she wants to tell us about the Culture Center that if we just come in here and look, we would miss out on. So it's all you right now.
Okay, well, the first thing I'd like to tell you is that this was our segregated elementary school. We went here first through the 8th grade on up until 1965. And the reason for that was because the lawsuit that was filed was against the county, and the younger grades were in the city school systems. So if you pan around and look at the classroom.
All right, hold 1 second. I'm going to see, well, she, actually keep talking. I'm going to, while you're talking.
The classroom, 5th through the 8th grade, was on the left side of the room. 1st through the 4th was on the right side of the room. And we had a curtain that divided the 2 classrooms. We had 2 teachers, Mr. Moore and Miss Davenport, and then we had Teresa Blair and Kathleen Valentine and Peggy Young.
Are any of them alive?
Yes. Mrs. Davenport is still living, and Peggy Young is still living.
This is so personal.
So we still have 2 of the remaining teachers that are still alive.
Wow.
So they come back. Well, Mrs. Young hadn't been back, but Miss Davenport comes quite often, so.
Yeah, she loves this.
Yes, so we see her more than we see Miss Young. So this is it, and then you watch the little video, which is only about 7 minutes long,
right.
And it kind of gives you some background on the exhibits, and then once you watch that, then you can come over and then you can see the principal of the high school's book bag. His nephew, Steve Jones, is on our board, so he donated Dr. Britton's book
Oh, I
bag
see. Let me
to
get it
us.
closer. You can't take that out of there, can you?
No, I can't take that out.
See, sometimes that glass glares it up where I don't get it. Let me see, maybe. Oh, there we go. All right, that's a personal item.
Yeah,
Great.
that's Dr. Britton, who was the principal of the high school at the time. And then if you walk this way, we have the publisher of the Clinton Courier News, the one that was kind of doing the editorials along the lines of, you know, we're not really for integration, but we want to abide by the law.
By the law, I picked up on that on the in the pictures through the. Let me see if I can. I got that light behind it. But look at that old typewriter. There we
That
go.
was the
50s
cover.
model.
Yeah, Horace Wells. Then we have a bust that was donated to us of Rosa Parks, because the students actually met Rosa Parks. This is an Emmy. We had Joanne Allen Boyce, who is one of the Clinton 12. Her grandson was a Disney actor, and Disney came down and did a segment for Black History Month called Timeless Heroes, Be Inspired, the Clinton 12, and they won a daytime Emmy for that. So that's our copy of the plaque.
Oh, that's impressive.
So, and then if you look at these doors, when they're open, it's nothing. I mean, you know, when the doors are open, you don't see anything. You just hear the noise when the video goes off, because once the video goes off and you go into the room, then that's when all the racket and the protesting and stuff started. So we have that set so that you see a plain door, serene, and then you walk through here, and then that's when you hear all the noise. And the first thing we talk about is all the anti-integration material that was being passed out on the street.
Now this was really. Wasn't this after the agitators came in?
This is
Didn't you?
after.
Let me tell you the way I see it, and then you correct me. The school actually, when the Clinton 12 went there, the principal especially, and then the students sort of accepted everything. The way I looked at this, but I might be wrong.
They accepted it because it was the
law.
The law.
And then outsiders came in. Okay.
And then they had people in the community that joined in with them. And this is the type of things they were giving out on the street.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just,
We'll get the headlines. We won't read that, but okay, I'll just read it. White Citizens Council sent information. What's this? This Red Scare's got to be referring to communism, maybe.
Yeah, communism.
Fear of communism.
yeah.
And then they said God was the original segregationist.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we'll get a little bit of that.
Yeah, and then this one, Asa Carter, he was a member of the Northern Alabama White Citizens Council. And if you've ever read that book, The Outlaws, Josie Wells,
Yeah.
he wrote that, the one that Clint Eastwood starred in.
Oh, really?
He wrote that.
Asa Carter wrote that book.
Yeah.
Everybody
And he
likes that.
And he
movie.
also wrote The Education of Little Tree.
Hey, let me ask you about this, because I didn't read this a lot. But the little bit I read about this is a white supremacist from New York or somewhere. Mm-hmm. Isn't the article showing that he had black girlfriends?
Yes, it's showing he had black friends.
Just the hypocrisy of this one.
Yeah, and this is him in his bookstore. This is his bookstore.
Okay.
In Greenwich Village, New York.
All right.
He actually would go to apartments because they wouldn't lease to interracial couples, so he would get the apartments for them.
All right.
So
he had a history all his own.
yeah, and then this is just them in the school, going into school. First 2 days and a half, they were okay.
So basically, the first 3 days was okay. When did it, so if they went in August 56, let me see, August 56, when did I know the bombing was 2 years later, in 58,
mm-hmm.
but when did the agitation start? Still in August?
It was in August. It was on that Wednesday.
Oh, so they only had a week, 2 or 3 days of calm.
Yeah, that's why we say the first 3 days.
Oh, I got you.
It was sanctuary inside the school because there were so many people outside picketing and protesting.
Let me skip all the way to the Baptist. I'm a Baptist, so let me skip all the way to the Baptist guy, because when I saw what he looked to be like a hero.
He was. once the kids, the black parents decided they weren't going to send their kids to school because they didn't have any protection in the school, then Reverend Paul Turner, who was the minister of First Baptist Church, decided that they had a legal and a moral right to attend Clinton High School.
Do we have a picture of him? Is that him there?
Yes, this is Reverend Paul Turner.
Touch it. Oh, way up. Okay, let me zero in on him.
And here's him right here, too.
Okay, here's a better shot for me. I guess I identify with him because I'm Baptist. That's all I can say.
This is him after he was attacked. This is him after he's received treatments from where he was
he
attacked.
got almost beat to death.
Yes.
And people can Google that. I'm going to get you to do one more thing because I'll get this too long for the thing. I want to go in there and find a picture of your brother.
Okay.
And then we'll zero in with you two. Okay, you saw these pictures earlier when I got the pictures, but now you can tell us, okay, what does Poochie mean?
It means, I think his aunt gave him that name because he always had a dog following him.
Okay, get your face as close to his as you can because I'm going to zero in real tight and see if we can get some resemblance out of here. Does anybody else say it? Because I don't see it. Does anybody else say you look like him? No. Okay, because
they say my other sister looks like him.
Yeah, I'm a family of 7 kids and we're all different.
Yeah.
Okay, I interrupted you on Poochie. He's always had a dog named Poochie, or what?
He's always had a dog following him, some kind of a pooch.
Oh,
so
okay.
They called him Poochie.
I got you.
And this is him. That's my brother.
Hey, thanks a whole lot. Thank you. I appreciate your time, and this is great.